you. Hans Zimmer scored Widows. Michael Giacchino scored Bad Times.
Yeah.
Terrence Blanchard, one of the greatest composers of all time, scored Harriet. I mean, Alan Silvestri on Pinocchio, Robert Zemeckis. Like you have some brilliant composers. What is that relationship that you have then when you see your performance set to score as a
It's my
musician?
favorite thing. It's my favorite because I think we don't quite understand sometimes that the language on film is only further enhanced by the language of music that comes from the score. And for me, it's the most thrilling moment when the score is put in because all it does is accent the work. It elevates what's going on on the screen in a way that we don't even consciously realize. And so when it's good, it's really good. And I've been very, very lucky to work with some amazing musicians who have done this, who've made these incredible scores, who have time for me. So I still email Hans, and Terence and I spoke about the song that I co-wrote for Harriet, and John Powell has been so sweet and lovely, and he sent us full binders of the score. So I have the score of Wicked and Wicked for Good. I have both of them it notated. It's just such a lovely thing to be able to be a part of. It's my favorite thing, and it's one of my things that I always ask who's doing the score. And if I'm producing a film myself, I'll ask who are we going to score the film? Who's going to make this music? Because it's a really important for me. It's a really, really important part of the film. A film is not complete without a score at all. And I think maybe that's the purest musician in me, but I genuinely feel like there is an extra touch of magic that is added to each film when the score is complete.
I agree. I agree. Well, all right, I'm going to end on this because this is something that I was really touched by. So, I listened to your book. I love the audio book. I love hearing you tell the stories. It's funny. People argue sometimes if you've listened to a book, have you actually read it? I'm like, I
Yes,
think
yeah.
you have. I think you
You,
have.
yeah.
But there's a part in the book you talk about that when I used to get report cards as a kid, every teacher would write too talkative, asks too many questions, and I mean, obviously, mental health has become a lot more destigmatized nowadays. But when I was a kid, I've had anxiety and depression and ADHD and OCD since I was a kid. But you couldn't tell kids back then, like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm dealing with something or whatever. And so I always just didn't feel like I fit in school. And so when I'm reading your book and listening to your book, and you're talking about similar situations where that curiosity, like I would raise my hand in every class, and teachers would eventually get annoyed. And you tell this great story in the book about Miss Casey,
Yeah.
and how that was like a really alarming moment for you because you thought she had your back in a
Yeah.
way. And so I just wanted to speak to you about that because you say a quote in the book about those things that seem troubling as kids end up being essentially our superpowers. They
Yeah.
become the thing that guides us. I'm sitting here hosting a podcast where I ask
Asking questions.
questions and I'm being curious. And
Right.
I'm asking somebody because I want to know how this is done. And I'm like, that
Right.
is the craziest full circle for me to have listened to that in your book. Because I'm like, wow, look at how successful and look at your beautiful career and the life that you've made and how those things may have been troubling for you when you were younger and how they became what you are today. And that curiosity goes into your research for your characters. It's about how curious you are about the roles. Can you
Yeah.
speak to that idea of how those tough
Yeah.
times of like not being understood ended
Yeah.
up being kind of your superpower?
I think often what I realized whilst I was writing this book is because sometimes these realizations sort of came as I was writing, but
Hmm.
like you're saying that there's this full circle moment of realizing, oh, I was asking so many questions and I was really, really curious, and now I'm here sitting asking questions, being curious, and it's the thing I do for my work. And what I think I learned when I was younger is that I didn't really know how to switch off the questions. I didn't really know how to switch off the curiosity.
Same.
And and sometimes, I mean, I so encourage teachers to encourage kids who want to know things, because the want to be curious, the curiosity that we have, the questions that we want to ask, is just a key to us wanting to know more, to learn more, not just about ourselves, but the world around us. And that was who I was. I wanted to know more about everything, about all the world around us. I wanted to understand things. I didn't mind things being wrong. I just wanted to know why and how and where and when. And I still do. And I really think that that is a thing that has put me where I am today, because I ask why, where, when, who, what all the time. And there are times when the person I'm asking doesn't quite understand, even now in this at this point in my life. But then when it does work, I really stand to gain more knowledge, and then I get to be a more rounded person. The reason I know all of these sort of ridiculous facts and things like that is because I'm curious about things. I'm one of those people that when I watch a movie, I see something and I go, oh, I want to Google that. I want to find out what it is. I want to know what, I want to understand that. Oh, what book is that? I'm going to go and take a look at that book, and I want to find that quote. And because it means I get to learn more. And inevitably, the thing I have learned is going to come back at some point. I'm going to need that piece of information randomly, whenever, when I least expect it. And I want us as human beings to hold on to that curiosity, because it makes us better as people. I really do think it makes us better as people, and it makes us less scared of one another when we're curious about each other. We can't be scared about each other because we have to ask questions. We have to learn more.
I
And
love
I
that.
think
Well,
that's sort of what a lot of my characters are based on, what they want to know and what they don't know, you know?
yeah, I mean, Elphaba's so curious. She's
Hmm.
so curious as in the beginning of stages of the film, but she's still curious even in the ending when
Yeah.
things are shifting. It's such a beautiful thing, and I'm just happy to know that that curiosity has kind of bled over into your work and kind of
Very
how
much.
you operate. But I'm going to let you go. I really can't thank you enough for doing this. I just want to give Cynthia a shout out because we are recording this on a Saturday. It is 9 o'clock where Cynthia is right now. She does not need to be doing this interview with me, but she showed up, and it really means a lot to me, especially knowing the rehearsal structure you're dealing with now. You just came off this whole Wicked tour. I was in the audience watching you fly during the Wicked One Wonderful Night. I mean, it's unbelievable. But genuinely, I just want to say thank you because you showed up, and I really genuinely appreciate it. And you're just
Show up every
wonderful.
single time. I think you're one of the most amazing. Can we call you an interviewer? Like, is that a big enough word? I mean, you do such beautiful research, and the questions you ask, they sort of, I thought they're thought provoking for me, and I did the project. So it's just such a lovely thing to be able to sit here and chat with you. It always is, and I'm really it means a lot that you would take the time to do it with me. So thank you very much.
Of
So I
course,
send that back.
hey, as two kids who were in school told we were talking too much and asking too many questions, here we are right now chatting.
Wow.
So this is cool. Thanks, Cynthia. I appreciate it.